Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. To find yourself, think for yourself. By all means marry. If you get a good wife, you'll become happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. Be slow to fall into friendship, but when you are in, continue firm and constant. If you don't get what you want, you suffer. If you get what you don't want, you suffer. Even when you get exactly what you want, you still suffer because you can't hold on to it forever. Your mind is your predicament. It wants to be free of change, free of pain, free of the obligations of life and death. But change is law, and no amount of pretending will alter that reality. Sometimes you put walls up not to keep people out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. The secret of happiness, you see, is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Life contains but two tragedies. One is not to get your heart's desire, the other is to get it. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. To fear death, gentlemen, is no other than to think oneself wise when one is not, to think one knows what one does not know. No one knows whether death may not be the greatest of all blessings for a man, yet men fear it as if they knew that it is the greatest of evils. My friend, care for your psyche, know thyself, for once we know ourselves, we may learn how to care for ourselves. If you want to be a good saddler, saddle the worst horse, for if you can tame one, you can tame all. If a man comes to the door of poetry untouched by the madness of the muses, believing that technique alone will make him a good poet, he and his same compositions never reach perfection, but are utterly eclipsed by the performances of the inspired madman. In all of us, even in good men, there is a lawless wild beast nature, which peers out in sleep.